Chapter 59. Huangfu Chaoge's Attitude. Divine Foothills City. Huangfu Chaoge was sitting in his study, with a group of important ministers standing in front of him. Your Majesty, King Lu Yong has blockaded my divine foothills city, now that we can't get our news out. And he has sent troops to attack other cities in my divine foothills dynasty. We can't just sit back and wait for death. Those cities, they don't have any defenses at all, a minister said with a worried face. Don't worry, I've already sent a letter to all the major cities, and they're all aware of it, Huangfu Chaoge said indifferently. Ah, a letter has been sent out. How did you send the letter out? That minister showed a surprised look on his face. Huangfu Chaoge coldly glanced at him. Yes, it was the old minister who spoke too much. The less people know about this matter, the better. That minister immediately shook his head and said. Huangfu Chaoge nodded. The city's sound barrier formation. It's on, Huangfu Chaoge said in a deep voice. Yes, Your Majesty, don't worry. The sound barrier array has already started. That broken army of King Lu Yang, even if his hearing is amazing, he won't hear any secrets in the city. Another minister said. Well, that's it for today. You guys go back and rest, Huangfu Chaoge commanded. Yes, the group of ministers stood respectfully and slowly exited the study. Only a grey-robed man remained in the study. The grey-robed man's entire body was wrapped in grey robes, and his face could not be seen. Faux stone god. It's been hard on you this time. Huangfu Chaoge looked towards the grey-robed man and smiled bitterly. Your Majesty is too kind. The old stone me back then was saved by Your Majesty. Your Majesty even named the country after me. What else is there for the old stone me to work hard or not? It is all part of the thing. The grey-robed man shook his head and said. Declaring war with King Lu Yang this time is also a matter for me alone. But I have to drag the divine foothills, imperial dynasty, along with me. Huangfu Chaoge sighed slightly. Your Majesty doesn't need to blame yourself. You once said that even if you don't rebel, King Lu Yang won't let us go. It's just a matter of sooner or later. Isn't that better? Your Majesty suddenly tore his face off with King Lu Yong, so that King Lu Yang's arrangement was suddenly in disarray, and his mind was set on destroying you. In this way, it was a bad thing for King Lu Yong. The grey-clothed man for stone god laughed. Huangfu Chaoge nodded. By the way, Your Majesty, my tribe is an earth and stone demonic beast. Hiding from the ground is our strong point. Before it is convenient for us to pass out our message, however, today, a small faux stone man brought back a love flower tree demon, saying that the love flower grandmother had asked him to pass out the message. The foothill stone god said in a deep voice. Oh, love flower grandmother. Huangfu Chaoge was slightly stunned. Bring it in, the foothill stone god said in a deep voice. Yes, Buzz. A large hole was seen steeply emerging from the ground in front of the desk, and a love flower tree man emerged. I told you, I won't say anything until I see Huangfu Chaoge. The love flower tree demon was blindfolded and said angrily, Tear. A foothill stone man also crawled out from under the large cave, instantly lifting the veil over the love flower tree demon's eyes. Huangfu Chaoge. That tree demon's eyes lit up. With two armies at war, everything is exceptionally sensitive, so please forgive me if I'm not there. The foothill stone man at the side immediately said politely. It's fine. It's fine. Seeing Huangfu Chaoge. That's all. Grandma asked me to send you a letter. It must be handed over to you. That tree demon immediately spat out a letter from his mouth. Huangfu Chaoge took it, opened it and read it. Long Xiaoyu's daughter, Long Wanqing, came here in order to find the enemy who killed her mother. Knowing through Hishikong that I have the truth about Long Xiaoyu's death, inviting me to make a trip. Huangfu Chaoge said in a deep voice. Yes, Grandma asked me not to hide it from you. Grandma said, you are now too hostile in your death. She's a little uneasy about you. Long Wanqing is Long Xiaoyu's daughter. Grandma loves her and recognizes her as her granddaughter. So she is unwilling to let Long Wanqing come and take the risk, and asked you to make a trip to the Love Flower Valley. And if you are still remembering Long Xiaoyu, she will let you come with me, the tree demon solemnly said. Long Xiaoyu, Long Wanqing. Huangfu Chaoge's eyes were slightly red as he nodded. Emperor, no, you can't risk your life, the foothill god shouted at once. Risk your life? Oh, the moment I declared war on King Luyang, I was already risking my life. Long Wanqing, I've seen you once before in Silver Moon City, but I was still young then. Surely the sisters don't remember what I look like, right? Does it look like Xiaoyu? Huangfu Chaoge looked towards the tree man. There's a 7-part resemblance, but Long Wanqing isn't as lively as Long Xiaoyu. The tree demon thought about it and said, lively? Oh, dying at the age of 10, not seeing her father since birth, and having to bring a younger sister without being bullied. Wanting to be lively is almost impossible. Huangfu Chaoge laughed. Then, are you going? Tree man said doubtfully. Go, just for the fact that she looks like Xiaoyu. I must go as well, you and wait here. Tomorrow at the court meeting, I'll arrange some matters and announce the retreat to the outside world, so I can't leak the news. Huangfu Chaoge laughed. Good, Tree man nodded. Love Flower Valley. Gu Hai had read the information for 10 days, and was called alone by the Love Flower grandmother to talk about it in detail. Many thanks to Love Flower grandmother. I heard from the Hall Master that you have sent the Love Flower tree demon forward to notify Huangfu Chaoge. If I can call Huangfu Chaoge here, but it saves me a lot of work. Gu Hai smiled faintly. Mr. Gu, these days, I heard Wanqing introduce you as well. There is no matter what. Wanqing is as knowledgeable about you as you are. Grandmother Love Flower laughed. Is that so? Gu Hai smiled slightly. That day, you should have seen my mood change, right? Emotional Flower grandmother said with a slight sigh. Saw some of it, but Gu Hai shook his head. Old master of Silver Moon Villa. I was angry in a moment back then, but I didn't want to be separated from heaven already. Alas, Grandmother Love Flower bitterly said. Oh, I used to have a husband, but unfortunately he died young. With the death of my husband, my heart also died. Then I met the old manor master. I do not know where I attracted him. He has been pursuing me. A chase is 20 years, but has been stopping at the rite of passage. I delayed him, or his dying did not remarry. We love flowers a family, need emotion to enhance their own. The old master of the zither to play me every day. Spent countless thoughts, just to win me a smile. I was mindful of my dead husband, but has been to him not false. The old manor chased me for a long time, using all his heart. My dusty heart was gradually loosened. But, although loosened, I have kept my steadfastness. My heart belongs to my husband, for a lifetime. Then one day, the old manor master proposed to me, wanting to take me to Silver Moon City. I didn't say yes, and even sarcastically beat him up. That time, we quarreled fiercely. He left, never to return. It wasn't until he left that I suddenly realized that I seemed to have lost something, and my heart was empty. It turned out that he pursued me all these years. My heart has long had him. He left. Occasionally Long Xiaoyu came with some of his news. I realized that although he left in anger, but has always had me in his heart, has never remarried. We are so stiff, as if we are waiting for each other to give up the heart thoughts. But you do not know, thoughts are not reduced, but more and more. Until we heard his bad news earlier. Grandmother Love Flower's eyes reddened. It's only when you lose that you know how to cherish. Gu Hai sighed slightly. Yes, these days, I've been chagrined. I've been regretting. If only in the beginning. How good was it that I didn't reject him? How good was it that I didn't scold him away? I did something wrong myself. If I was willing to bow my head for a bit, how good. It wouldn't be so bad that he didn't wait for my approval in the end. Grandmother Love Flower said with red eyes. Gu Hai was slightly silent. I figured it out now. It doesn't matter who's more noble and who's more lowly. Back then he bowed down and saddled up to please me. Why? He didn't owe me anything either. Why? I was why so frank. I have what qualification so frank? Alas, his lowliness, his lowly ingratiation were not true. But because he loved me. If he did not love me, who could have made him bow down with his temperament? I was ignorant then, but stupid. Do you know how much I regret now? Oh, Grandmother Loveflower bitterly said. Grandmother Loveflower, please be sad. Alas, Gu Hai sighed slightly. Mr. Gu, you are a smart person, but a smart person may not be able to straighten out his feelings. What I want to say is, my granddaughter that I just recognized, Long Wanqing, if you like it, why do you keep avoiding it? Grandmother Loveflower looked towards Gu Hai. Gu Hai was slightly stunned, then smiled slightly bitterly and said, Am I acting that obviously? At least it's obvious to me. Grandmother Loveflower laughed. Gu Hai laughed slightly for a while and said, Grandmother Loveflower, you know about me, don't you? I have a wife, I have a great hatred, I have a great revenge, and even greater danger. You don't want Long Wanqing to move into your danger, but do you know that no matter what you think, she is already involved? Grandmother Loveflower smiled bitterly. Gu Hai frowned slightly and was silent for a while. By choosing to escape, you're not only hurting her, you're also making her more dangerous. What I just told you, although I have fallen in love with old Zhuangjiao, but I still love my husband deeply. Forever and ever. It will never change. Don't wait until you regret it, Grandmother Loveflower advised. Gu Hai gave a faint bitter smile and turned his head to look in the direction of the Dawn Moon Villa in the distance, where there was Long Wanqing. With a slight sigh, Gu Hai said with a bitter smile, Just wait a little longer. Let everything take its course. Grandmother Loveflower looked at Gu Hai and shook her head with a slight sigh. By the way, Emotion Flower Grandmother, these days, when Hallmaster and I were going around your Emotion Flower Valley, we noticed that some of the floating islands around your Emotion Flower Valley seemed like a game of Go. Gu Hai looked at Loveflower Grandmother in doubt. You can see it. There's nothing to hide. Yes, this Thorn's grand formation. But when the old man of chess watching helped me to set it up, it probably does have the layout of a game of Go in it. You really do have a good eye. Grandmother Loveflower laughed. Gu Hai shook his head and said, Maybe I'm a bit sensitive to Go. I found out that on the east side by the sea, there seems to be this one break. Oh, a broken bloom. Grandmother Loveflower was slightly stunned. Yes, that's the weakest link. I don't know what the old man chess watcher's intention is in keeping it. Gu Hai revealed a trace of doubt. Elder chess viewer, his behavior is quite deep. It may not be a good thing to have a break there. Grandmother Loveflower frowned. I'll take you to see it later. See if I'm right. But don't worry, the brokenness there. If you don't give up, I can help you patch it up. Just patch up a big formation. Gu Hai laughed. Oh, that's fine. Then I'll be grateful. Grandmother Loveflower nodded.